All right, welcome everyone to today's Meet the Team call. Jill, our customer support manager at Shakepay, she's going to be presenting today and giving us an inside look at what CS does here at Shakepay. Now, just before we get started, I did want to remind everyone that the focus of today's call will be on customer support and learning more about the team here at Shakepay. We won't be talking about any future products, tokens, or any forward thinking questions like that. We'll leave time near the end of the call to answer some questions you may have for Jill. And without further ado, welcome, Jill.
Thank you, Mike. So fun to be on here with you.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us today. Why don't we get started? Jill, can you maybe tell us a little bit about how you got into crypto?
For sure. So I think the first time I kind of understood what the word Bitcoin meant and that it was money was in 2016 or 2017. I had coworkers. I think they were mining. I don't even know, but they would talk about it in the break room and I would listen. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so over my head. I didn't understand it. The concept of a wallet that wasn't real. I didn't get it at all. So I kind of didn't think about it and I didn't look into it much. But then obviously the pandemic hit us and we had a lot of us had more time on our hands to do things if you were staying home from work and I was staying home from work, so I was like, what can I put my energy into? And I decided to try and learn what Bitcoin was, if I could understand it as a concept. And as soon as I started researching it, I was like, oh, it's not as it's really complex, but at the same time I think I could use a digital wallet. I think I could get there. So I just started doing more and more research and started buying a little bit, and yeah.
Excellent, very interesting. So it was a little bit of a slow start to get into it, but after you kind of learned the benefits of using Bitcoin, it was a no-brainer, sounds like.
Yeah, as soon as I started watching videos and doing research, I was like, oh my gosh, I love the concept. I would love to say screw it to my bank and close that down. So I just was like, I want to, but I started so small. I was just daily cost averaging weekly and buying a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Bitcoin. And then I was too scared to get into the alts or any other coin on my own. I didn't trust myself to pick any kind of project that I would be interested in. So I was just sticking with Bitcoin at first. But then I had a friend who was using this Psychic, and so I did at one point put
Cool.
$50 into some random alts that were recommended by Psychic. So I've tried it all, and I see the fun of gambling with the little coins. But yeah, I definitely started with Bitcoin and just holding. But yeah.
Hold on. Tell us maybe a little bit more about the psychic pick. So your
Yeah.
first introduction to altcoins was through a psychic. That sounds very interesting.
Well, so I was not doing any research on alts on my own, but I had this friend that was having fun, using this Discord group that I don't even know what the Discord was. She was just using it. And there was this lady in there being buy this at this time. And so I was just when I was getting started in crypto, I was what's there to lose to put $50 in these random coins? So I did a few of her coins. So yeah, that was the fun of crypto for me, was learning that way as well as buying Bitcoin and dollar costing averaging, and also just having fun with the gambling side, I guess. But
That is awesome.
never more than $50, just something fun on the side.
Very cool. Very cool. Next, maybe tell us what made you gravitate towards ShakePay? What
Yeah.
brought you to ShakePay? Was it before your discovery of Bitcoin fully, or you embraced Bitcoin fully, or maybe it was after that journey?
It was in the beginning. I had maybe been buying Bitcoin for a month or two on Binance, and I was using however you could link I think it was called Banksa through Binance. You link your debit card, but my bank kept flagging the purchase, and it would freeze my debit card until I called the bank, and I was like, this is so frustrating. There's no way people are buying Bitcoin like this in Canada. There has to be something better. So I went to Reddit and I was like, best way to buy Bitcoin Canada, and Shakepay came up. So I downloaded the app, and immediately once I started using Shakepay, I didn't look for anything else. I didn't go back. I was sold as a user that this was so easy, so much better. like experience in finance. My bank wasn't freezing my accounts anymore. It was, yeah. As soon as I found Shakepay, I was so happy as a user.
That is incredible. Why don't you tell everyone, more about your journey with Shakepay and actually becoming a manager for CS? What was that like?
So I applied in January of this year as customer support, and then I was hired in February. And I immediately like fell in love with the team and like the job. I was like excited about every day. So I was like just doing like the best I could, helping wherever I saw there was need for help. And then a few months in, I was promoted to customer support manager, and now I've been doing that ever since.
What sort of challenges did you find, moving throughout? You started as customer support and now moving to a customer support manager role. Were there any challenges that you faced or anything new that you're kind of like, whoa?
Yeah, I had never been like a full manager. I had like supervisor positions before Shakepay, but never like managing directly people. So that was kind of scary at first. But I think like the challenges is like everyone at Shakepay is so amazing, and like the team is so amazing, and like my managers are is so amazing, and like all the managers are like incredible. So there was like this pressure. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to be as amazing as all these like Shakepay managers that are here already. So I think like the internal pressure of, oh my gosh, like everyone here is so incredible. Like, how do I keep up? But at the same time, the team here is like, um, if anyone has read the Shakepay values, there's 5 values, and one of them is like helpful, and that is like to a T. Everyone here is so helpful. So at the same time, is like feeling pressure, like, oh my gosh, I want to be as amazing as everyone here. But everyone here wants to just help you be as amazing as them. So it's like a cool balance of um yeah, having the that was like the hardest part, was like learning the balance of meeting your own expectations and like being the best you can be, and then accepting the help from everyone here who's just the best.
That's incredible, and I completely agree with you and everything you just said. ShakePay is the most amazing place and the most amazing team that you could ever ask for, and I love my job, just like I'm sure every other shaker does. Um, Next, let's talk more about how you started as a customer support rep, and within a matter of 2 months, were able to move into a management position. How was that? Like, was it like a culture shock? Did anything come up?
No, I don't think it was a culture shock. It was definitely like I didn't expect it. I didn't like I didn't apply to customer support thinking, oh, I'm gonna like immediately jump to manager. I think it was just like really uh exciting to help grow the team and to get to like uh just do what I was doing and more, like keep learning and yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Why don't you tell us more about your role? Like, what does your day-to-day look like? Or
Yeah,
what
so
does the day-to-day of a CS rep look like?
of a regular CS. So, I think that regular CS is pretty fun. So we like have a channel that we have are all in Slack, and so in the morning, like everyone says good morning and like sets the vibe right, and we like joke with each other and maybe post memes or photos to get the day started, and then we kind of all get to separated into like different ticket types. So some people might be doing like e-transfers and other people like uh, crypto transfers. So there's different roles everyone gets, and then we all kind of like go into the tickets and work our way through them. Yeah, and we go to Slack to support each other, and there's like a really good environment of helpfulness, and um, yeah, so the day of a customer support Shakepay is a lot of like chatting with customers, chatting with each other. Um, yeah,
Very cool. Love the CS team, by the way. Fun group of people there. Always a
very
riot in
fun.
the chats there.
Yeah, we will play games together. Yeah, we have a lot of fun in customer support.
Very good. Now, tell me a little bit about how important the culture fit is when applying for a CS role here at Shakepay. I know that we talked about this a little bit on our last call with Anthony. I don't know if any of you guys were there, but culture fit is really important to Shakepay. And maybe tell us about like what we're looking for when people are applying.
Yeah, so I think for customer support, if anyone has applied to customer support, there's like a few questions on the application before you even submit. And so those kind of give us like the start of like how you would fit culturally in Shakepay. And we can start to see like, I think one of the most important cultural values of Shakepay that we have in customer support is like we are helpful. So we can start to see those in the applications and interviews. So that's a tip I have for anyone who wants to apply to customer support is like always show us how helpful you are, because that's kind of the role, right? Like we're helping customers and we're helping people get into crypto or Bitcoin. So I think that cultural value is the one I look for first. It's like the easy spot. Like, is this person helpful? It's like an easy check mark. If it's there, like, let's see what other values they have as well.
That's perfect. And it actually dovetails into my next question a little bit. What sort of things can help a candidate stand out for a CS role?
Yeah. So on the application, on the form we have you submit if your application is put through, I would say my number one tip is since it is a role where you're chatting to customers like on email or support chat, just make sure to check your grammar in these things, like on your resume, on the application, because it's important to it will be important to the role that you can communicate with users using like proper punctuation, proper grammar, proper spelling, and like capitalization. So of course, if someone makes like one little mistake, we would never be like, oh my gosh, end the road there. But if there's a few mistakes or it looks like maybe they haven't even edited it, it's like, come on, did you want to like put a little effort to show us how much you're excited about this role? So yeah, my number one tip would be to check for grammar and punctuation, because it's crazy the amount of people that apply to customer support and then like type their whole application without a capital letter.
Wow. You hear that, people? Make sure you're checking your punctuation and spelling on the application. It's important, especially in a CS role.
Definitely.
So Jill, was this your first position working remotely?
This was, yes.
Tell me, I mean, was there any challenges working remotely? You know,
I think
was it?
one of the things, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the things I remember about like my first week was kind of being nervous that I would be remote. I wouldn't know anyone in person. Like, would I get to know people? And I remember from my first day, like the flood of messages from everyone on the team being like, I didn't know who they were, what their names were. Like I could see their name, but I had no clue what their role was or like if where they fell into the company. And I would just get messages and it was like, hi, so lovely to meet, like can't wait to meet you. Let me know how I could help. And I'm like, how could I even know what question to ask this person? Like I don't know. But they were offering the help before I even knew what I would need help with. So I think right off the bat, I was like, wow, like this is a really cool community, and like this company really cares about each other and wants each other to succeed. And I think we were having fun calls. My first week there was a fun call like after my first day where it was just like people would join on Slack and like some people you just like hang out and chat. And there was a fun call my first week, and I remember thinking, wow, I think I started to know these like remote coworkers better than I knew my in-person coworkers at my last job. So I think that's really cool about Shakepay is that is like a little family.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Jill. That's amazing. Really, really cool to hear that. And I completely agree. My first week, there was a fun call. I don't know if it was my first day or, second or third day. And I felt like I was part of the team and part of the family right away. Everyone at Shakepay is just always so welcoming. It's amazing.
It really is.
Now, why don't you tell us about who we're looking for? Are we hiring for CS right now? And
Yeah, we are. We have a few openings for CS. So regular customer support like during the day, evening hours, and then we also are hiring for bilingual. So if you speak French and English, you can apply as well.
perfect. Now, besides the spelling and the grammar, Is there anything else that you see often that's wrong with applications? Maybe a reason why we won't take a second look?
Yeah, I think one of another tip I have for the applications is to really like take your time and answer the questions like why do you want to work at Shakepay? Like really honestly and completely like tell us more than you think maybe. Like if it's only a sentence or two, we didn't get a feel for your personality or your where you're passionate or what you're excited about. So take those questions and put like a few sentences together that just show us who you are, so that we can get a bit of your personality before we go further because it makes it a lot easier on our end and it's like so it's exciting when you read an application. You're like, wow, this person like is so passionate. It gets you excited about their process in the hiring.
Love it. So really just people bleed out. Tell us about yourselves. We really want to know who you are and if you'd be a great fit with ShakePay. And we won't know that unless you give us the information. So the questionnaire that you fill out has to be thorough. We're looking for people who really care about ShakePay and our ideals, who align with everything that we do. And it's important to be thorough with that application so we can see who you really are. Um, Jill, what were you doing before ShakePay? Before entering the blockchain space, what kind of career were you in?
So before Shakepay, I was working at Starbucks as a supervisor, as well as I had a food truck.
Ooh, tell us about the food truck. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was a vegan and gluten-free coffee truck, so an espresso bar. Frankie's Espresso Bar was the name of it. It was a vintage fire truck that I got in like Northern Ontario, drove it out to Halifax, and then yeah, operated it in the summers there.
That is so cool. Love it. Vegan coffee bar.
Yes, so lots of oat milk.
Another question about applicants. Excuse me. Should applicants be following up after their interviews? And, what is the interview process really look like
Yeah.
getting to CS?
I think if it's in your nature that you like would follow up, then definitely follow up. Don't I think it's just part of like be yourself. So don't like follow up just because I'm on this call being like, oh, follow up. Follow up if it was something that you were gonna do anyway, because that just shows us more of who you are and like type of person you are. But I don't think it's necessary by any means to follow up like after an interview because our like recruiters are really great at getting back to people in time and so I don't think it's necessary, but also if you want to and like that's just showing us more of you, go for it. And then sorry, what was the second half of your question, Mike?
How would they follow up with you?
Oh yeah. So at that point, I guess you're in contact with someone, so just you could follow up with an email there or some people follow up on LinkedIn, which is also like if you've interviewed with someone, you could message them on LinkedIn as well, I think.
Yes. Our recruiter Anthony is on LinkedIn, and I think you're able to actually just type in ShakePay recruiter, and Anthony's profile would pop up right there.
Yeah, but our CS recruiter is actually Kathy.
Oh, right. Okay, and then I'm assuming Kathy would also pop up.
I would think so. But you could also probably search Kathy Shakepay. Or any of us, like any, if you interviewed with me, you could search me on LinkedIn. Yeah. But I think
Perfect.
that we're pretty quick at replying to people as well. So
Awesome, awesome. I think now we could probably spend some time letting the community ask some questions. If you guys have questions for Jill, please raise your hand. We'll invite you up on stage and get her going.
While we're waiting for anyone who wants to ask a question, I know some other people at Shakepay were hoping, Jill, that you would talk a little bit about cilantro.
oh, okay.
Yes.
Not
Well,
Shakepay related, but Jill related.
when I was in university, I had a hamster that was named Cilantro, and she had an Instagram. She was placed in different little scenarios with different little props, and it was really cute. Yeah, definitely my favorite pet I ever had was Cilantro.
Tell us about some of the situations and places you'd put cilantro in. Is it true?
Oh,
Wasn't he sort of a local famous hamster at one point?
I wouldn't say famous, but she did, like, for a hamster, acquire a lot of Instagram followers, I would say. And I remember being in a class once with like people I'd never met before, and someone was like, "Are you Cilantro's mom?" And so then I knew that Cilantro had made it.
Yeah. Cilantro made it. That's amazing. Is the Instagram channel still alive and well? Like,
Yeah,
can people follow
it's
you?
there's no active posts because unfortunately Cilantro had the typical hamster lifespan and only lived 2 years. But you can
Mhm.
check it out at Cilantro the hamster on Instagram.
Everyone definitely follow Cilantro the hamster on Instagram. Get your hamster needs. Now, is there any questions for Jill?
Hello.
Average, welcome. How are you doing?
Hi everybody, how's it going?
Very good. How are
Good.
you?
Oh, not bad, not bad. Just about to eat dinner and just listening in on the call so far. Everything's really cool. Jill, actually, I have a question for you. Like you said, this is we're focused on customer support, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
So in this case, when you mention customer support, how much technical knowledge do you require from a customer support employee in the crypto space, or is it mostly uh, I guess soft inquiries as opposed to hard inquiries. I don't know the exact term, but you get what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Like,
No, I think I get your question. So
what would be like
we
the technical proficiency needed to be an effective customer support employee at Shakepay?
Yeah, I think we have people at all different levels. Like, there's people who were running Bitcoin nodes before they even joined, and then there was like me who didn't even know that there was a Bitcoin node before I joined. So I think the level of crypto knowledge can definitely vary, and it's something we can coach. So we don't like necessarily need like someone who's the most versed in the crypto sphere to apply to customer support. Just people that are interested and like um, maybe have used Shakepay at least a bit before, so that they could be efficient at knowing how the app works to help others use the app. But yeah, definitely by no means do you have to be like so deep in the crypto space and know everything about it. There's lots of opportunity that we can coach people to learn more.
Okay, sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for your question, Average. TWOP 204, welcome to the stage. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Really good.
My question is just in terms of work experience and qualifications, what are you looking for in regards to a CS role?
Sorry, I think I kind of missed the middle part of that. Could you repeat your question?
Yeah, what would you be looking for on a resume or a CV in terms of experience related to this field that would put someone ahead or sparks your eye and like, oh, like that's a good resume, or like they work here, like that's great.
Yeah, as far as like previous work experience, I think there's people like all over the map for customer support. Like some people had done like chat support types before, other people have just done like in-person customer support. So in terms of previous experience, I think it's just about like showing that you've worked with people and like worked in a team or done that kind of thing. And then the real like where you can have your resume shine is like answering the questions. There's like a technical question where you like answer as if you were customer support, so showing us how you would answer a ticket. And I think the question on the application is like, how do you refer a friend? So that shows us like, you know how to use the Shakepay app. You quickly like could look at your phone and transcribe it into like a little like fun message for a customer, and then your why Shakepay can also really make it stand out and show that you're excited and interested in the role.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Thanks so much for coming up and asking. Jill, I have another question for you. What
For
is the
sure.
most unique thing about working for Shakepay? Like what separates us the most from any other job that you've ever had?
That's a good question. I think that everyone at Shakepay like hits the cultural values and like is all on the same team, wanting the same things, and is excited about their jobs and excited about like each other and wanting each other. We're like just an amazing team that works really well together and has the same vision for the future of Shakepay.
Love it. Yes. I completely agree. We're all on the same level, so to speak. Like we all think in the same way. We're all so supportive of each other and working towards that common goal, and it shows.
Yeah.
Maybe another question I got for you is, what's your favorite part of your day to day? Like, what do you look forward the most to when starting?
Another good question. I think I really like the morning, like saying good morning to everyone, like seeing everyone's little waves and like however they greet us that day. It's like a great start to the day. Some people post a meme and then it sets the tone right for the whole day to like be positive and like apply to customers and get the day going. Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. The good morning messages are always a highlight for the day. Is there any other questions? Put your hands up, everyone. You mentioned that you had a food truck,
Right.
an organic food truck. What made you step away from that? Like you're no longer using
Yeah.
the you no longer have the
No.
food truck.
I
Yep.
no longer have the food truck. I think like the idea of owning a food truck sounds really cool and fun, but then you realize that it operates during the funnest months of the year, the summer, and so you're doing like all this extra work during the time where you want to be like outside having fun, like hanging out with friends. So it was just like really cool building it, really cool getting the experience and running it for a few years, but then I realized I didn't want to spend 7 days a week of my summer working.
It was probably a bigger undertaking than you expected, and maybe the amount of time you had to commit to it was a little bit crazy. Like any business that you start yourself, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Jill, is there anything else that you wanted to let the community know, maybe prior to applying at Shakepay?
No, but if anyone is interested in applying, they can definitely send me a DM. I'm like not the greatest Discord user, so if I think maybe LinkedIn would be a better spot for the messages. So if you want to search like Jill through Shakepay, that would be a good place. Send me a message.
Perfect. Anyone looking to get a CS position, you can reach out to either Kathy on LinkedIn or through our website on our We're Hiring page, or you can send Jill a message.
Perfect.
I guess if there's no other questions, we can wrap up the call here. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you got a good look at what CS is looking for at Shakepay and an idea of, how we hire for this role.
Yes, thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.